Hey guys, alright, I've got something that I typed out first, so I'm gonna read it to you. Um, it's pretty important, okay? Everyone should have data, internet, Wi-Fi, their own phone number, working device, all of it that's unhackable because that's like where people, deal with money and whatnot and their personal things, right? It's been a necessity these days and has been for quite some time. So that includes people that are not getting help through so-called emergency services. Like your phone's shut off and all you have is the, emergency services. That's not enough. Free speech for everyone, no matter what, because it's that important. Why do only people who have privilege, and you need to realize that there are those that have privilege only because they are wicked and steal from righteous people, okay? And I'm talking about people that have inheritances, but they've been kept from knowing that they've, received inheritances, and they steal it, okay? There are people that do this, and they steal like everything, and they siphon it off, okay? So keep listening to this and you'll hear some of how they do that. Okay, and there are those that have the ability to pay for these things. Not talking about the people that are wicked. I'm talking about the normal people. Alright? Hopefully they're not wicked. But there are those that have the ability to pay for these things because they are not blacklisted, shadow banned, etc. and are actually allowed to have jobs, transportation, those kind of things. Okay? Because they go with the offered programs, because there isn't too much else, that's offered or there. But there are those that fight against these program systems because they have no choice. They've been singled out, harassed, gang stalked, and this is all by handlers. And Lord knows what else they've been through, like being human trafficked or trafficked in any way, okay? The system keeps people that actually need, the most help, they keep them down. The system fucks the people that are trafficked, trapped, abused. Others just believe government will take care of it, or churches, etc., not their problem, but they don't. The ones that need it the most don't get it. Wake up. Everyone needs to wake up. Keep listening, because you're about to find out why, okay? Probably closer to the end of the video, you'll find out why. This is why things must change, has to. Everything is very inverted and helps only people who stay within the system program. White-collar crime exists big time. You have law officials that don't do anything about it. There are corrupt law officials, or all these kinds of things wouldn't happen. And corrupt politicians, obviously. And they make it as hard as possible for the righteous officials to do their job. How are there so many cases of people being abused in any manner of ways? I mean, I guess it, makes for headlines. Sick. Why are there people that are homeless? This shouldn't exist. Why are animals abused and slaughtered like they don't matter? How do you know that they don't get rid of human remains that way when they slaughter animals, that they don't put the human remains in there too? You really have no clue what these horrible people that are very demonic do, and the jobs and places that they are positioned in for those very sick reasons. How do you know exactly what kind of meat you're actually consuming? I stopped eating meat some years ago. You are what you eat, and dead meat is dead meat. You don't need meat to survive. It actually kills you faster than you even know. Meat introduces parasites into the gut biome, and therefore fucks up your chakras. That is why you're told to eat meat. Fluoride, that's another example. That's a poison, and it does all kinds of damage. That's to, so you don't have your third eye working, is to shut it off. That's another chakra. Everything is to shut down all your chakras so that you are a controlled being. Okay? Wake up and do your research so that you can see it for yourself. What does fluoride come from? It's a toxic waste from making aluminum. Yeah, you think that's good for you? These people are about having metals that cross the blood-brain barrier. They know what they're doing, and it's evil. Why all the bullshit government red tape and bullshit rules, only certain people can get somewhere, while the abused, trafficked get left behind to be homeless in other systems such as jails and you name it. So the fat cats that steal from these people can say, they're doing their job, just look at the numbers. That don't mean shit. It's just numbers. They force people into the places they want them in, traffic them, trap them, and so on. As long as the fat cats look like they're doing their job, no one is going to investigate it. None of these systems have worked. Innocent people getting major screwed over in these fucked over systems. But as long as you have the fat cats that are making their money, they don't care. What if it was you that no one listened to, and you were being trafficked, poisoned, drugged, starved, forced, molested, raped, and stolen as a baby, sold off, and hidden, and hobbled, broken, beaten? What if you were used as a human piñata? Gang stalked, watched by government, tracked, recorded all the time, everything about you being sold, made into money by the rotten ones that would never let you go, that would never let you have any way out, that slandered you so bad that everyone believed the gossip and rumors about you, that they poisoned you so bad that they barbarically melted your brain and mouth filter, gave you autism, and just railed against you your whole damn life. It would be different then, wouldn't it? These are barbaric people, and they have no conscience, okay? They don't believe that there really is a God. Obviously there is, because there'd be no way to come back from something like that unless God actually existed. You know, for someone that'd been through that and have no friends, no nothing, because it's all been kept from them. You know, and they steal someone's life. They lie to them about their entire life. They steal their life and then have the nerve to make up this stuff and put it in the TV shows and movies to entertain people. I'm not the only one they've done this to. Imagine these people that have done horrific murders and they make movies out of it and sell it, you know, as horror movies. You know. But how could you go through all of this and then be able to come back from it? You know, basically wake up from, I don't know how you want to put it, but how do you wake up from it? You know, you'd have to have God, the divine, help. And the big help is research. Research, you know, it wakes you up. But there'd be no way. The only way is God. I mean, there's no way to explain it. Anyone who's been through this, and they're hiding all these people that have been through horrific things like this. They're the ones that have the low numbers on their channels. I mean, I even had a notification that said that, you know, congratulations, you reached 50 hours, but it only shows I've got like 17 hours or 18 hours on this channel. They've done this, you know, I've done like 4 channels. This is my 4th one because they keep doing that. They're stealing everything, and then they make their own channels and change everything, because this is how they do everything. It's how they make movies. It's how everything happens. They do destiny swaps, which is energy swapping. That's why they delete everything that they can to put themselves on you. It's a Freaky Friday thing, and that way they get your dreams, and then they write books and movies and all this and get all this money, and they go around acting like they're some kind of philanthropist, saying that they do good deeds, but no, they're doing the worst of the worst. You know, serial killers, worst of the worst. Okay? I'm talking like Slender Man, and what else is there? Saw, and I don't know, there's so much. You know, just go look at the horror movies. They literally put dreams, thoughts, and all kinds of things on people. So you need to heal your chakras in ascend, so that you're not being, you know, projected onto, made to feel something, or that you are something that you're not. Watch the Divergent movies, because, you know, it shows people, you know, it's like a series or a trilogy, but it shows where people are completely controlled, and there are those that are very hard to control. That's because they're there to help the other ones that are under that control break out of it, so that everything can change. But why would anyone keep someone from Wi-Fi, internet, having a working phone, anything like that? Because they don't want the truth to get out there. Think about it. These people will do anything to charge people for money, because they're not abundant. They don't know how to be abundant. All they know is to take. You know, let's come up with these kind of systems so that we can take. Take. You know, if you're abundant and you can manifest, they wouldn't need to do that. It's pretty simple. But that's why they do what they do. Because all they have is lack. Well, you know, invert that itself, so that you're, you know, in the correct way and have healed chakras. You know, it is what it is. But the world needs to change. It can't stay the way it's been, because that's why there's human trafficking, sex trafficking, any kind of trafficking, organ trafficking, drug trafficking, gun trafficking, people that are being murdered, serial killers running around doing whatever they want, and no one stopping it. And like no one being able to stand up against it, because they have fear. You need the solar plexus chakra healed. That's, you know, having to deal with fear. And you need to be grounded. So work on the bottom 3 chakras the most. And that will help a lot. All right, y'all. Love you guys. Take care.